Kažkas atskuba.
Tai gal podcastas
Okay.
su visam uogom.
Yes, you can now switch to English.
So now we start the English
Yes.
podcast of Hotel Seoul.
Yes.
We thought that we can make an English version because today we have a very special occasion. Not today, but maybe this week, more precisely. We have a birthday of our podcast and we have a birthday of BTS.
Yes. But our podcast is 6 years younger than BTS.
And I think it's a very nice 6 years. So, and also with an intention, maybe this will be found just broader, or and also I don't know why you think we are making English podcast version.
Because I think we already said everything we wanted to say in Lithuanian, and I think that we need to present ourselves. So we are Vita and Audra, and we are owners of Hotel Seoul. But it does not mean that this hotel is only for us. On the contrary, it's for everyone. So it's also for everyone who is listening to us now. So everybody's welcome.
Yes, and the Hotel Seoul is always open, and it's about sharing. We just want to share our love about BTS, and Hotel Seoul is also about sharing.
Yeah, and the name of this podcast is connected directly to the concerts of BTS.
And the establishment of this podcast.
Yes, it's connected to the concerts of last summer.
In Europe.
Yeah, so 1 year ago, we were in Paris for 2 concerts of BTS, and very on the same street, like
where we stayed in a Airbnb.
Yeah,
where was a real hotel on the way, and we were searching where is our place where we are staying. We're walking, and on the left, I remember on the left.
Yes.
Wow! It was just next to our place we were staying.
Yeah.
It was Hotel Seoul.
Hotel Seoul in the northern part of Paris. Yes,
it's no coincidences.
So, do you remember why did we start to record the podcast?
I think because there was so much emotions and experiences.
We came back from the first Paris concert.
And we were after London concert. And it was huge. It was, oh my God, such a huge arena. But we couldn't record. We were already thinking about...
We were? Where were we?
Yes, in London. I think so, maybe. Maybe some sort of... Because we were just talking all the time about it. And we were together traveling and we were analyzing the concerts and how was it. And it's like, why not to record it first for ourselves? Because it's just documenting our memory, which would be, I think, priceless to listen after a long time and to relive this joy of that moment again. And why not to share this?
And I think there are stages of being an army. When you start, you just want to know more about them, and you start to watch all those, millions of clips on YouTube, or you join all those platforms and you observe, and you kind of like a sponge are like taking everything. But then the stage comes when you try to analyze and you see connections and you have some ideas and conception and theories, and then the moment comes when you need to share, and
because it's just too much.
Yes, you're just too full. So you have to also find your way of sharing. And for us, it's like a podcast, but you can also, you will find your way to share.
Yeah, I think it's so many ways everybody finds
Yeah.
that, because it's just, I think, overwhelming experience. And I think it's a peak when the concert was a kind of culmination.
Yeah.
Is it the word in English word?
Yes.
Culmination, right?
It's the highest point.
When it just burst.
Yes, yeah, and it's very good that we recorded it, because even after the concert, there were like 1 or 2 hours after the concert, but we were not able to remember exact order of songs.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that we were not paying attention. On the contrary, we were paying attention, but we were too absorbed,
Yes.
absorbed by the concert, and it was very good to kind of
go through step by step
every song,
because we maybe notice different things. What you saw, what I saw, of course, because we are 7 and it's also fans and it's lights.
We're 7. They are 7.
They are 7. We only 7. Yes, and you know, maybe you were paying attention at that moment to some of Jimin or Jungkook, and I was watching a Jhope or V, and we could exchange what we have seen, and just, you know, just sharing after the concert. And yeah, as you said, it was just like so much of everything. As you said, we were absorbed, and it was just nice to, I think, that going through after concerts and recording, so we will not forget.
Yes. So, if you would ask me, what's the one most memorable moment?
Okay, what's the most memorable moment?
So the first most memorable moment was the Singing Forever Young in London, because it was unexpected, and I never expected to be a part of something that affects them. You know, to be affected by them, it's
one thing.
Yeah, it's one thing. It happens with us, millions of us, but to be among those people who sing to them and see them crying and reacting and being happy because we sing to them, it's I think it's the most beautiful moment in life that I've ever experienced. But the second most beautiful moment for me is after the Paris concert, when the second concert, when we took our bags and we were going home, and when we saw, there was a clip from V going home in a car
in the Paris streets.
Yeah, I think it was, I don't know, it's very
powerful.
Very powerful.
And he also looked sad.
Yeah.
He looked very sad. And I think for us it also was very ambiguous feeling, strange, because it was wonderful, and again, it's maybe the last time we see them.
Yeah, it's very sad to be happy. Actually, you're happy, and then
you understand.
Dance is different. You were happy, and it was very good when there was another but live, where he and Jhope were eating and singing something that was kind of grounding. Like if it looked like if we were flying, and then we are on the ground again, and life goes on.
True. And it was very necessary. That video, because it just makes it like life goes on, and it's still, even though it's much more simple than this epic concert, but it's wonderful just to sit down and eat and talk. For me, most memorable, it's a lot of, I think, but one moment.
This thousand of...
Of course, what you have mentioned, for me, is the same. But I was really happy when in London, there was, I think, concert in London. Because after somehow Jhope, I think, was not so surprised anymore. But in London,
By reaction of audience.
yes,
I mean.
by the reaction of audience. But on his solo song "Let's Dance," then everybody started to chant his name, and then he was truly surprised, and he removed his headphone from my ear to listen. And I think those moments when people were chanting their names
Yes, for long, like not like
Yes.
few times, but
for a long time. And this is, I think, also the way how people are giving back energy for them, what they give for us. And I think it's really that in that way we are like energizing them, saying like thank you, and sharing the energies like this.
So Vita, so BTS they are celebrating 7 years of their activities now, and in September and October we will be celebrating our 3 years with them.
Can I
How do
believe
you say, like
looks much more longer?
like 30 years?
Yeah. And I almost feel like, I'm sorry to,
No.
maybe we'll come
Go
back
ahead,
about
go
this,
ahead,
but I
yeah.
just wanted to say that this is very interesting how we were talking before that this happiness, what they give, it fills all the other unhappy moments in life in the past when I didn't know them.
True.
And it seems like they erase anything what was
Not right.
not right. Make it rhyme. and that's why it especially gives a feeling that they are much longer.
True.
So like they, how to say, even, like they make it like just kind of like embrace this all your life. Yeah, so what about September?
Yeah, so September and October when we will be celebrating. So my question is for you, how did they change you?
Okay, so I already mentioned one thing just right now, I think,
True.
which is it is some things I think it's even hard to explain, but like this, because it's somehow, people I think from a side would think that I'm totally cuckoo, saying like, oh, they helped me to let go some bad things in the past, even not now, but even in the past.
True. Or they helped me in the past where nobody was helping me.
Yes,
so, like,
that alone girl
Yeah.
who was sad and alone and afraid and sad, almost, like borderline of some very horrible things, and it just fixes.
Or heals.
Yeah, heals. Very good thing. So of course then it just makes to be in the present much more fully. Of course, just simple thing as a joy, and it's somehow you might think it's who are not so much in BTS. I mean, just know that they exist. That this joy, like anything like quick now in a world, what gives a quick joy, and then it just pleasant things, short pleasant things. What some might think, but it's something. It's I can totally dare to say that it's a long, fulfilling joy. What they give. My style improved.
It was good already.
Yeah, but I think I think before BTS, talking about style, had many different. I liked, or I was very, how to say, uncertain that I have very many different style. I like to maybe to look maybe sometimes formal or posh, or do something like good, nice, like, or I wanted to look like a rapper sometimes, or whatever. It's in my personality and in my zodiac sign, but I really liked a lot of different, and sometimes maybe I heard from some friends or something saying like, you don't decide what's your style, and then I saw them being like that, and it totally what it emancipated me where I am. Like, but it's totally legal, you know. We legalized it, and I felt normal. And it's like, no, you do. It's one person can look like that or like that or like that, but of course, some things is, you know, when I started to notice things in the second-hand shops, which I just, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Just BTS just started in September, and already in September, subconsciously, I was finding some things which
that resemble their outfits.
Yes, and then later I would notice, oh, this is like from that. This is like from this video, or like from this award ceremony, or this run show, for example. So yeah, I think style somehow just liberates. I said legalize, but also liberates expression of yourself. I think gives a courage to express yourself without thinking how you will be judged about it. I think, but also, of course, it might go because I'm getting, you know, more adult. Because when I found them, I was 27. So I was was getting, you know, when you said that this time of 27, when you started not to give a
shit about it.
Yes, oh, thank you. You found more polite word. So it came together, I think, too. But yeah, you know, some colors in my hair started to
like now at the moment. Yes, Vita now has a color, has flower in her hair also.
So what about?
As an artist, how were you affected by them?
It's again connected with just listen what you really want, actually, and a lot of speeches. Now I'll start to cry. A lot of speeches.
It sounds like she's laughing, but she's actually crying. Yeah.
Like Jim.
Yeah, like Jim, yeah.
A lot of speeches inspired me just to do what I really want to do, because before I think I was really thinking, oh, somebody said that this is right to do, somebody said that this is right thing to do, like how to make this show or whatever, and I think I would start to be very confused. So what's actually right? So what is actually good? Because somebody said that this is good, but somebody said the opposite, and it's like smart people who have achieved a lot and are recognized, but I didn't feel that it's mine and it's right to do. And of course, like especially Namjoon's speech is just, I think I realized that they affected me in that way to listen myself more than Namjoon was saying the speech in United Nations. When he said that, he actually voiced what I felt before we already been doing. So this call to find your real voice, no matter what you are, and all that. He made it in words what I already felt before, what they're getting to find your own voice. And I think, I was just like started to think, okay, I'll just whatever what we will say, I might just quit this thing what I'm doing now, but now we'll make something a bit closer what I'm doing now. Yeah. So maybe now you can see because
For me, I think the way they express their own emotions, I tend to mirror people. So I tend to mirror everyone I like, and I like to be around people that I like because I like to mirror them. Because people I like, they have some qualities or something in themselves that I also want to have. So by loving them and observing them and mirroring them, I think my emotions became more clear to me. My sadness, that sometimes I am sad, but I don't know that I'm sad. I'm just, it's like I don't see myself. But so I think when I started to listen to them, I cried for some long period, because there was some sadness that was too deep, and their ability to extract the sadness that we have, because you cannot heal unless the sadness goes onto the surface. Yeah. And I think I cannot say exactly how did it change me, but I think that it helps me to live every day, and I feel more calm and more myself. I'm less obstacle to myself than I was before. Some things are easy to me. For example, to quit my job, it was easy. Or to, at some point of my life, I had no keys from any place, so because I had no home. And I think without them, that would be this feeling that you don't even have keys, because you have no possessions that you have to keep under the key. Nothing valuable. That would be tough, but because I know them, and because from them I have this feeling about what is value, what is joy, what is love, what is that, this feeling that joy and happiness and being yourself is natural state. It's not something you need to achieve, or it's not nothing that you have to prove. It's just natural state, like to be joyful and to be very into what you're doing, and to be serious, not about yourselves, but about what you're doing. Even nobody around you thinks that it's worth of being serious about. So I think those feelings that I had, they liberated me, and they helped me to make some choices that otherwise would be more complicated or more difficult. And yeah. And I think also I feel now more calm, because at some point I thought that this world is going to hell, because there are so many, wars and conflicts, and I don't know as a person what can I do, because I feel hopeless and helpless. And it's like, even if I help someone, I'm not able to save the world. And the world is a scary place. So, and those feelings can be overwhelming, and they are overwhelming for children and for teenagers, but also for adults, because when you are adult, you don't have this right anymore to blame anyone. Now you know that you are part of this community that is responsible for all those decisions that led to all those conflicts and suffering. And then with them, I was able to see how 7 people, of course not 7, there are hundreds of people behind them, but they are 7 as a vehicle, as a main
driving
force. How 7 people can change things for millions, like from inside, and this main change happens inside. And that somehow calms me down, because yes, of course, we have to change structures, and we have to do things that people need to get together and do it collectively.
But first,
yes, first is healing inside, because only when you
cannot do anything when you feel
cannot
bad.
help anyone if you are
Feeling
hurting.
weak,
Yes,
if you're sad. Yeah.
Or you can be sad, but if the sadness is grows into fear, and
destructive.
Then the fear is destroying you, so you cannot help anyone, even if you have good intentions.
And it's a next step, because then first they help to feel better. And this latest example, how they donated $1 million for Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And then fans, when we wanted to match them.
Yeah.
So first, it's like already becoming action for others.
Yeah.
Because the first step, healing for yourself,
Yes.
was, of course, we're still to heal all the
Yeah.
time, but
Yeah.
but then something happens a bit globally like that, a big action, or collecting 1 million, or sending those fan cams,
Yeah.
fan
Yeah. Overflow. Yeah.
backstage, or how is it called? Wait,
Fan cam. Yeah.
fan cam, yeah,
Yeah.
to the Dallas police.
Yes. I think it because always this question is how we need to live, what we need to do, but all those questions, they have answers if you make it right for yourself, like inside, then those answers come just by themselves. You don't need to have this kind of general answer for how we need to live our life. And really, I appreciate what they do for us. And of course, I know that even they do this healing work, but they also heal themselves, which is for me also important, because this integrity that they have, and also their pain that they're showing for us, it also makes them like more, not more human, but we can relate to them only because they are so open with us.
And also they are simple, they're just showing their ordinary day in ordinary clothes, or we can show that you can be relaxed and simple. You don't have to always be, how to say, somehow very prepared to do something.
Yeah, I think the difference that they have that there is between,
of course, we are highly trained to perform, but
yeah,
those live videos.
So other people who are not armies, when they see us like going crazy because of BTS, they think that it's about performance or about music, and also, of course, performances and music, they're very,
amazing.
very important. Amazing, impressive, and I don't know, you cannot...
and it makes I admire them even more, because wow, we worked so much, oh my god.
But I think more than performance is their presence that is affecting us. The presence that they emanate, like they just do this, the conversations that they have with us, the lives and everything. So the presence is the main form of art that is just, I don't know, on a very high level that they are able to do. Of course, they do music as art also, but the presence, being present, is the greatest art of arts. And in that sense, we are artists, and sometimes we mix those things, performing and presence. Sometimes when other people need our presence, we perform with them. We perform we do it in relationship, or sometimes in our work, like in our job, we don't really are present. We're not present. We just perform the work. So I think this lesson, how to be present, is very valuable for me, and it changed me. It just kind of confirmed to me that, all those questions, what do you want to do when you grow up? I always was afraid of this question, because I don't know, because maybe I want to do 2 weeks one thing, and then another 2 weeks another thing, and then I thought, then I'm so absent-minded, so I'm not, I will be not able to do anything if I want to do everything. But now I know that I want to be present. This is my goal. Yeah. And to be present, you can doing all those different things.
So beautiful. And I think it's just such a good reminder and a proof about, when you said also about conflicts and such many things, bad things happening in the world, but they are an example of such a decent, kind, amazing, pure-hearted, open-hearted, sincere human beings.
Yes, it's true.
So open and simple at the same time. Also could be like all good are all good. How to say how you can describe a person, you can find in them. I think it's just amazing. Such a big, like such a big people like them
Yeah.
are so good.
Yeah, and also I think it's very good. Like it's a proof that their success is proof that kind people can be successful.
Yes.
That kindness is a vehicle or tool.
Softness.
Yeah, because you can relate, because everyone is kind and soft inside. So, but because we had this kind of the ideology that you have to be smart, you have to prove yourself, you have to, you know, push, you have to
Almost like trick
everybody.
everybody.
You have to perform, like you have to
Yeah.
be, you know, something that you are not, and you are kind of imposter, and you have to be stronger than you. And then suddenly they come and they cry, and to see men crying, it's a great gift, because it's a gift for every man and also for every woman.
Because it's liberating
Yeah,
men,
yeah.
and for women it's also,
Yeah.
as I said, like a kind of like a sign or some, yeah, liberating sign.
Yeah.
It liberates.
So
A lot of what they have done, I think it's liberating. Just I don't know, the way we would walk on a stage with Suga on a V's bag, just simple things like that you might not even, you know, put into account, but it just all adds up to this big picture. Yeah. Empowering, actually, man.
Empowering
humans. Yeah, that kind people can have a big success. It's a very good thing you said. Kind and sincere. Even though, of course, they also perform and they also go into some sort of roles, but it's always themselves. How to say? Of course, because you just see it right away, then it's not real. Like it's very much faked. But it's always, you see, it's like it's another side of them. Of course, they can be aggressive on a stage. Some of the songs are aggressive and powerful, but again, it somehow, I don't know, somehow works in a totally different way. Then it doesn't make you to go and be aggressive.
And also, I really like that this kind of chain that they affect us, and then we somehow also affecting them, which is not only by singing the Forever Young song, but also I think that they are affected by us. Of course, by those fans who send them some, I don't know, pictures or words that they react to, but not only. I think that you can, as an army, you can affect them even without you knowing that you affect them. Just do something that you really like, and then it will reach them one way or another.
And it's again this hopefulness about world goes in that step, and you think that if so many people are thinking that from now on we will try to do what they really want and what is their passion, what is their what they feel good doing, and also because they are kind and they are spreading this kindness, and people want to be like them. So then you think so many people, if you know they doing that, it does change the world.
It's true because this fear of that the world is going to hell is kind of connected with this paradigm or pattern of thinking in conflict. Like, you know, there is a peace and there is a war, and there's and then somehow you have to, every time you have to choose when you think in this binary thinking. But I think their ideology or their paradigm is about interconnectedness, and then when everything is interconnected, then there are no those contradictions, then there is a conflict and peace at the same time, and it's constantly changing, and this change, for some thinkers, change is the synonym of the collapse. Like, oh, things are changing.
Yes.
You know, things are never like it used to be. You know, everything is, but with them I have this more deeper feeling of change, and even with BTS I can accept any change that will happen to them. I mean, I wish them good life, and
But something
yeah,
will change at some
but
point. It's
everything is changing.
inevitable.
Even the lockdown, it changed so many things. Maybe we wanted to go to the concert this summer too, and we're not able, and they were unable to make those concerts. Still, in my notebook, I know I can tell where they will be performing. Now they would
Where
be
would
having,
they have performed if they have?
on the 28th of the June, that would be Fukuoka, and then Fukuoka, then
And
Japan.
July,
Yes,
would
and
have
then
been
July
in
they
London.
would come to London, July 3rd and July 4th. We would probably were hoping to get tickets to those concerts, and we were not able to do it. But it's changed. It's not a collapse, and we had so many great moments during this lockdown with them. And so, but okay, 7 years now they're gone. Do you have any kind of goal, big sky goal for next 7 years with the BTS? Of course, we will be continuing our podcast, and we will be analyzing BTS'ophy.
You do have? You want to share?
No, I would like to.
When before we started this podcast, we were saying, just imagine what, how. Just imagine. Sorry, it was just something funny happening now in the room.
I just dropped my money into tea. Okay.
Got washed. Money got washed.
Laundering. It's called money laundering.
In the tea, it's a new method.
It's another thing.
So, what if I had an interview with them and I said that I would just not be able, but I wonder, actually now I'm not even thinking, what if I met them? Because, just too hard to perceive. I don't know if it's my goal, even. Maybe it should be. So I didn't answer the question at all, whatever.
I want to meet them, but I don't want to meet all BTS members at the same time, even at the same day, even at the same year. So my goal is to meet all of them, but in random order, because I love all of them. But I want to have meetings every 7 years. So no, how many years? 7? No, it's too long.
Yeah, maybe make it shorter a little bit.
7 and 7? It's 49. Okay, so it's 49 years. So starting from next year, every 7 years I would like to meet
one of them.
Yes, because I think that would be my
That's
big
interesting
scope.
plan. I think I just didn't think about those plans,
It's not planned, it's just
Yeah,
came
but-
to my
yeah,
mind.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just,
I think, when, for example, maybe it was a chance to meet them on the street and we were in a concert in London and Paris and Berlin. Maybe when I was in Berlin, when it was the first concert, I wanted that too much. So, of course, it wouldn't happen. So,
what do you think things that you want too much that do not happen?
I believe like that from childhood. Because it's true. Things I really, really want, but I know this feeling inside. How does it feel? When it's too much, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It should be a wish, a thought, but more like without too tension in the head. It's more like it will happen, or I'm going towards that, but meanwhile I'm doing those things in the present. But we were planning to make this podcast for 10 minutes.
It's not done yet?
I think it's double trouble, double quadruple, but it's very nice to talk about them all the time.
Yeah. So
every time we talk, it's nice to talk.
So
7 years. I really like your questions. You always make this podcast go forward with very good questions.
Yeah, but you didn't answer.
Oh, so my goal.
Yeah. I know this trick that one person says, I really like this question. And then, you feel so pleased that you don't even notice that person didn't answer.
My wish is maybe, it sounds maybe very, very BTS, improve things what I already do.
Okay.
Because of them.
Yes.
Just to do what I like even better because of them. Like paying back for them because they're doing so good. And I wish to watch some real lives, which I haven't watched.
Which is the most the V Live that you want to watch?
I haven't watched some of these V Lives, and I know it will will be very good for me to watch it. And I didn't have time to listen for Suga's radio, which is so which is so amazing, because if Suga just knew that we started to make podcast without you, and he's like how to say, promoting our style, thanks for him. That no actual visual tools needed. Yes, because he understands the power of sound, I think, very well.
Oh, the power of his voice.
Sugar. So my goal, I would like to visit Korea.
Okay.
It's not connected with BTS.
How is it not connected? It's 100% connected.
And
yes. You see, it starts from one and then it goes to so many.
It's actually very important.
Okay.
I want to improve my Korean language
Me too.
so I can listen for their songs and I can understand it.
Yes, and understand the multiple layers of the songs, and also.
And because I think when I started to learn Korean, it was the next stage of knowing them music-wise. Because in the beginning it sounds good, I love Korean language, it's so wonderful, it sounds good. But then I started to learn, those sounds started to get shape, because language started to get the shape. And then before it was like, something I hear but I cannot repeat. And then it's this transcription into the Romanic, it's completely bullshit. I'm sorry.
Yes, totally.
I don't understand it at all, but now when I know I can read the symbols, it makes sense, and then I can repeat what they sing. Maybe not all the places when they sing too fast or something, but when it's slower, I don't understand what they sing, but it already kind of like shines the light on them, like it gets like texture of these songs, and it's amazing experience, kind of like new way to know them and the things we make.
And for me, it's not only also about songs, but also about the way they talk, because every one of them, they have totally different styles of talking, and then you see how the same words they are pronounced in different ways because of their, I don't know, dialects, or maybe the character that they have. And it's also new dimension, and I really like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
thank you BTS, thank you Army, and thank you Audra, and thank you, it's birthday. Sorry, questions.
Yeah, the last question. So do you think that the Seoul Hotel will continue?
Why
for next 7 years?
For next 7 years?
Yeah. How will we develop? Will we build another building next to it, or
Yeah, of course.
Well,
because it will be, I think, if we will have some break, we will talk about some things still what they have done.
And my last question: when do you think will we be able to do our first broadcast in Korean? A year. approximately.
I really don't like these obligations.
No. It's just not obligation. Nobody is
Okay,
listening
it's
to us.
very hard to say.
Yeah.
I think 4 years.
4 years
I need
from now.
4 years.
4 years, okay.
I
So
need
that would
4
be
years. How
2000
many years do you need?
2024.
Okay. But okay.